Alex Stone will kick off for Kennedy. The Muskies have got Soko and Greenhaw back, and they're both explosive. So if the Muskies can give these guys a little seam, we'll see what happens here.
Well, look for him to kick away from Soko, Brian.
Let's see Stone, if he's got that kind of leg, maybe he can kick it through the end zone. And there's a kickoff, and Greenhaw is going to take it on about his 8-yard line. Drew to the 10, 15, cuts it up, 20, 25. Look out, Greenhaw over the 40, 45, midfield, and taken down by the kicker Stone into Kennedy territory at the 49-yard line. Drew Greenhaw about 44 yards on the opening kickoff by little Ralphie Greenhaw.
I'll tell you what a great statement that was to take that kickoff down there. He had some great blocking up front, Brian.
Great blocking, and Drew just got a little bit of a seam, and I'm telling you, the Muskies have some playmakers, and that was a big play to start. Into Kennedy territory, 11:49 just underway. Witchers, and he's got Sweary lined up at fullback or H-back, Soko in the backfield. Now Soko goes in motion. Witchers flares it out to Soko, and it's incomplete as Fonzie drops it. Almost a lateral, Jim, but they call it an incomplete pass.
Yeah, Fonzie should have caught that pass there, Brian. It was a great pass, leading them out front like Drew wants to do.
Second down and 10. Nothing there on an incomplete pass. We got twins right with Summers and Oslin. Greenhaw left. Just underway, no score, 11:45 to go in the first. Now the Muskies go empty. Witchers in the backfield. Now Soko goes in motion, and he takes it on the jet sweeper on right. Fonzie cuts it up inside the 45 and down to the 44. A gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 5 Muskies from the Cougar 44-yard line.
I tell you what, I love that jet sweep with Fonzie coming in from that left side over. Great play, good blocking, and they went to Musel's side.
Looks right now they're trying to work the edges a little bit against Kennedy and stay out of the in between the tackles, and I think that's where the Muskies have their advantage with the speed. Summers left, Greenhaw slot left, Oslin right on 3rd and 5. Witchers back to pass, sets his feet, flares it to Oslin. Oh, and he falls, and he may have gotten a first down. Nolan lost his footing. He's going to lose a yard, and it's going to be 4th down and 5 Muskies from the 45-yard line.
Well, I thought for sure he was going to get upfield with that, but slipped a little bit there.
Call it 4th and 6 as Oslin loses a yard. The Muskies have Summers lined up to punt, which is a little different because he didn't punt at all a year ago. Wonder if something's going on. Jenkins deep along with Baker. There's the punt by Summers, and it's a low line drive out of bounds, and they're going to spot this on about the 17-yard line. So a 28-yard punt by Summers. And Kennedy will take over 1st and 10 on their own 17-yard line. So the Muskies, after a promising Drew Greenhaw kick return, go 3 and out on their opening drive, and now it's on the heels of the Muskie defense on 1st down.
Well, I'll tell you what, Brian, offensively, that wasn't a bad series. Now we got to stop the run because they're going to come at us.
McCarty deep. And they've got Kubavec at fullback, and this one's going to go straight up the gut, and it's going to be McCarty over the 20 to the 21. Gain of 4, it'll be 2nd and 6 Kennedy.
Family Eye and Contact Lens Center, 3 locations, Muscatine, Welton, and Durant, ready to serve you. Great sponsor tonight.
Dewar brings them out of the huddle now. Kennedy will huddle up. A lot of teams don't anymore. He's going to keep it over the left side. Summers contains it, and the Muskies fill it in. It's going to be a short gain, Jim, to about the 24, and that'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 3. Good play by Summers on the edge there, Jim.
Yeah, that was a great play by Summers. He took that all the way to the outside, never gave up, and not allowed some more Muskies to come over and help make that play.
Caleb Paul got the start tonight for McCain Carter, 6'2", 205, and a junior at D-tackle. 3rd down and 3 Kennedy. Full house backfield. Give it up inside to 66, and the Muskies stack it up.
I think they stopped him, Brian.
It's going to be close, but big number 66 got the football that time, Jim, and that's Sam Pape. Big defensive tackle, and he got it right at the sticks. A 3-yard gain, and that's all they needed, so it'll be 1st and 10 Kennedy from their own 27. And this is what they do, Jim. They're okay getting 3 or 4 at a pop. They break your will as the game goes on.
Yeah, they're going to run it a lot.
They come out of the huddle, Dewar left. Now this is a handoff inside, and tripped up is the fullback. Kubavec lost his own footing. It's going to be a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 28. So far, the Muskies are battling hard at the line of scrimmage. Joe Bartling up front along with Jason Gray, Nolan Bell, and Caleb Paul. Linebackers are Folk and Holiday. And Oslin steps down in the box a lot. So does Summers. Twins, and now Dewar back to pass, play action, rolls to his right, looks downfield, throws, got a man, it's complete, and out of bounds, going to be a first down as Summers rides him out of bounds. And it's McCarty, the tailback. Peyton McCarty on a nice catch out of the backfield.
He just came right out, did a nice little cross pattern there, found him wide open, right in between your line and your linebackers there. So we gotta control that area right there, Brian.
Right at the sticks, 1st and 10, 37-yard line for Kennedy. 8:31 to go in the first, no score, just underway from Kingston Stadium. Now B.J. White at quarterback. He fires. He's got McCarty in the flat over the 40 to the 43. So they're bringing the junior B.J. White, and they put Nick Dewar out right at receiver that time. He came in through a completed pass for 7 yards. And now he runs off. It's 2nd down and 3 from their own 44-yard line.
Well, they run at you, and this is not typical Kennedy with the passes there, and they've done a good job completing the last 2 passes, Brian.
Very safe passes. There's a handoff, goes to Made, straight up the gut. Muskies stack it up, but he's going to get a first down to the 48-yard line. Derek Webking on the stop for the Muskies.
Boy, he came right through that line quick, didn't he?
Really hit the hole hard.
He had some speed going.
So another first down, the 3rd first down for Kennedy as they're grinding away. If you just joined us, Drew Greenhaw ran the opening kick unofficially about 48 yards into Cougar territory to the 49. And the Muskies went 3 and out and punted. Kennedy's had the ball ever since. Dewar play action, back to pass, rushes on from Holiday. He throws it.
Did Summers get it?
It looks like David Summers with a great pick.
I think there's
it is. David Summers cut that route off, and a big turnover by the Cougars. And the Muskies in business, 1st and 10 at the Cougar 48-yard line.
Well, I tell you what, the pressure that Joe Bartling, and I didn't see who the other young man was, put on the quarterback, made that play.
Nate Holiday.
Summers came up, a diving catch to get that interception.
Holiday almost had the sack, and Summers with a big play. And that's one of the early wild plays of the game by Diamonds on the Avenue. Muskies come out with Oslin and Greenhaw right, Summers left. Witchers barks out the signals. Luke back to pass, sets, throws, and it's almost intercepted in the flat. Threw it out for Summers, and a nice play by Brock Ramadko.
Yeah, Witchers kind of threw into coverage there, Brian. Got to make sure your receiver's open there.
7:28 to play in the first. No score. Kennedy and the Muskies. Number 5 versus number 8, according to the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Kennedy 5 and the Muskies 8. Preseason top 10. There's Witchers. He gives this one to Soko. Fonzie breaks over the right side. Jitterbugs inside the 40, 35. Here goes Soko. 30, 25. Look on down inside the 20 to the 19. Give it to the lead dog, and Alfonso Soko rips off 29 yards.
Hey, what can you say? You know, he wants to get out there and run. He wants the ball, and when he gets it, he's going to make magic happen. And right there, man, I'm telling you what, last year I said his feet ought to be on Dancing with the Stars, buddy.
Soko had a nice hole, but he made 2 guys miss, and then it was off to the races. 1st and 10 Muskies in the First National Bank red zone at the 19. Witchers back to pass, sets, pumps, tons of time. Luke now flares it out to Soko, and it's caught for a short, actually it's incomplete as it hit the turf.
But I'm going to tell you something. You know, Witchers there, he took his time. He didn't just make his first read. He checked off first, second, third, and then he went back to that first read, which was open, and Soko should have probably caught that pass.
2nd and 10 Muskies. It would have been a short gain of maybe a yard or two, so it's 2nd and 10 from the 19. 6:56 to go in the first. Greenhaw and Oslin right, Summers left. Sweary and Soko in the backfield. First scoring threat of the night. Kennedy shows blitz. They give to Soko over the left side, and he's buried from behind in the backfield. A nice play by Johnson, the leading returning tackler from a year ago, the safety. 6 foot 190, and he's a heck of a player, Jim.
Yeah, he sure is. And I tell you what, a little breakdown up front there, that's going to happen. You're going to get a little bit tired. You got to really work through it.
Muskies ran left. Johnson blitzed from the opposite side and caught Soko from behind. A loss of 4, 3rd and 14 from the 23. Crowd's on their feet for Kennedy. Witcher's back to pass, looks, throws, got a man. Greenhaw drew inside the 10, first down to the 7. Ralphie Greenhaw, and he loses his helmet. But Greenhaw with a tough catch and a great move. And the Muskies are 1st and goal now at the Kennedy 7-yard line.
I'll tell you what, a great chair route there by little Greenhaw there. He went out, did a nice chair route. Witchers waited till he was open. Great pass. And boy, Drew took a heck of a hit.
1st and goal, Muskies from the 7. Kobe Vasquez in now at receiver on the left side. Witchers gives to Soko, runs over the right side. Fonzie trying to get to the edge, and he's tackled. Good stop by Kennedy as they swarm the football, but Fonzie got 2 or 3 on his own. And let's see if they spot this inside the 5. And they do, down to the 4, so it'll be 2nd down and goal from the 4. 5:48 to play in the first, no score. The Muskies off a David Summers interception as Kennedy ripped off 3 first downs to start the game. Summers cut off a route, picked off a pass at the 48, and the Muskies have been on the move ever since.
I'd like to see a play-action fake right here. This would be a good place for it.
Witchers barks out the signals, gets a snap, back to pass, sets, fires in the middle of the end zone. Oh, and it's dropped. Almost caught by Ben Sweary. I think it was deflected. And it'll be 3rd and goal from the 4.
Yeah, it sure was deflected. They kind of had that there again. There was a lot of coverage right there in the middle.
Muskies line up front, Jim, doing a nice job early on. I know they were concerned losing 3 seniors from a year ago, but those guys have battled hard early on. Oslin to the right, Greenhaw and Summers left. Greenhaw slot left. Soko in the backfield, 3rd and goal from the 4-yard line. Witchers barks out the signals. Got to be a bubble screen to Greenhaw. He's going to walk into, looks like he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Drew Greenhaw. He got hit right at the goal line, but he's in, and the Muskies are on the board. 5:15 to play in the first, and it's 6-0 Muskies.
I'll tell you what, Drew Greenhaw is a tough player, Brian, and he runs his routes so well that Witchers can just wait till he makes his cut, and Drew doesn't drop the ball that often, folks.
Muscatine now, 48-yard drive. Doc will give you the details after the point after. This point after sponsored proudly by the U Sports Foundation. Muskies are lined up like they're going for 2, and they are. They flip it to Sweary, and he's in the end zone. 2-point conversion. And it's 8-0 Muskies. Jack Falk was in. Nugent wasn't out there. And that was Ben Sweary catching it from Jack Falk. 5:15 to go in the first. The Muskies 8, the Cougars nothing. We're stepping away for 30 seconds. You're listening to Muskie Football on KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM. 8 plays, 48 yards. Nugent will kick. And there's the kick by Logan Nugent. This baby is going to go to McCarty. Picks it up at the goal line. He's at the 10. He's got some room. 15, tackled up over the 20. Nice open field tackle on the Muskies there by who else? David Summers, who's running down on special teams. He hasn't gone off the field yet.
Some great sponsors of tonight's broadcast. Ellie's Tea and Coffee, the best little coffee shop in town. West Side Store, Godfather's Pizza. Godfather's Pizza, home of the 99-cent pizza slice every Monday. West Side Store, quality BP gas with every fill-up.
5:08 to play in the first. The Muskies 8, Kennedy nothing. Dewar under center. He gives this one to McCarty over the left side. Nowhere to go. Gains a couple. Caleb Paul, Holiday, and Joe Bartling all in the stop for the Muskies. It'll be 2nd down and 8.
Well, Bartling, he's a tough little player. He doesn't look big, but the kid can play football.
Joe is country strong, just like his dad, Kim. Muskies on defense here. Now Kennedy goes, trips left. Dewar back to pass, sets his feet, fires, and it's batted down at the line of scrimmage by Caleb Paul. Nice play by the juniors, 6'2", 205. And it's going to be 3rd down and 8. And, Jim, this is what we talked about in the pregame. The Muskies can put them in long down and distance and make them put the ball up. That's really not what they want to do.
You know, Brian, we talked about, you look at the sideline from Kennedy, they got, 60 kids? We've got maybe 30. But we've got some tough kids on our side of the field.
Kennedy comes out now. They've got twins on each side. Jenkins in the backfield with Dewar. Dewar back to pass. Plenty of time. Oh, there's a holding and no flag.
How can they not call that?
They tackled him, and now there's a pass down the middle of the field, and it's incomplete. Greenhaw coverage, a blatant tackle. That wasn't a hold, Jim. And listen, there again, we're going to be honest about it. It was unbelievable. Watch a replay, Channel 9. Chad Yoakum's in the house. 3rd down, the Muskies hold. It's 4th down and 8. 4:23 to go in the first. Soko and Greenhaw deep to receive the punt from the quarterback, Nick Dewar. Make sure there's nothing on here, and he rolls to his right. And now he punts it away rugby style, and Soko picks it up at the 29. Fonzie to the 35, cuts it up over the 40. Fonzie down at the 44-yard line. A good return of about 15, and the Muskies will have great field position, 1st and 10 on their own 44. So, Jim, on 3 drives, the Muskies have started on the Kennedy 49, the Kennedy 48, and now their own 44. So, game plan early, working good for the Muskies.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, Brian, field position's everything in the game of football, and right now the Muskies are doing a great job getting some good field position.
Muskies trot out. They've got trips left with Greenhaw, Oslin, and Summers. Sweary at H-back in the backfield with Soko, and Witchers in the pistol. 1st and 10 Muskies. Witchers gives to Fonzie. Busts it over the left side. Soko to midfield. Look out. He's got Greenhaw in front of him. 40, 35, and ushered out of bounds at the 32-yard line. Soko rips off 24 yards on 1st down, and Jimmy got a couple blocks on that left side, and Fonzie stepped on the gas.
You bet he did, and I tell you what, if I'm going to have one guy out in front blocking for me, let it be Drew Greenhaw. Did you see him just plaster his guy to the ground, Brian?
Greeny ran out in front, and Fonzie got right on his hip, and if there wasn't a numbers game, Soko takes that to the house. 1st and 10 Muskies on the Kennedy 32. At the 4-minute mark of the first, the Muskies lead 8-zip. Witchers barks out the signals. He rolls to his right. Pressure's on. Throws. And it's complete to Greenhaw at the 15, but there is a flag. And we'll see if it's on the Muskies or if it's offsides. He's spotting it like it could be an offsides. Or is it a procedure call? Yeah. And it's a procedure call on the Muskies. And that negates a 17-yard pitch and catch.
And a great catch by Drew.
Oh, Greenhaw Ralphie's a stud out there. Yeah, so Muskies with twins right. It's Oslin and Greenhaw. Summers left, and it's Soko in the backfield with Witchers. Clock ticking at 3:40. Muskies up 8-zip. Witchers barks out the signals.
He wants a timeout.
Now we got a timeout. Jake Mueller. Muskies lead 8-zip. 3:35 to play in the first. We're stepping away for 30. And in the first quarter so far, it's a Muskies 8. The Cougars nothing. 3:35 to play in the first, and the Muskies have 1st down and 15 on the Cougar 37-yard line. Mueller must have seen something. There's a toss sweep to Soko. Over the left side, follow Musel. Musel plants a guy, and there's Soko down by the sticks. Close to a 1st down as he got the left tackle out in front of him there, and Soko did the rest, a 14 or 15-yard gain right at the stick.
Well, Soko put a lick on a kid, and he's out on the sideline right now, Brian.
Fonzie's one tough runner there. And he's a little wobbly walking off, but let's hope that young man's okay and can return tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
3:27, and it is a 1st down as Soko got 15 on that gain on 1st and 15. Fonzie's ripped off runs of 29, 24, and 15 that I can think of, and we're only in the first quarter, and that is one weapon the Muskies have that not a lot of people have, guys.
A lot of people don't have a weapon like that, and we also have some great receivers and a great returning quarterback.
Muskies go empty as they've got twins on each side. Sweary at tight end. Witchers back to pass. Blitz is on. Flares it out. Got a man.
Got him.
Fonzie inside the 5 to the 2. Luke Witchers threw a great ball, and that's going to be 1st and goal. Looks like the 3-yard line, a 19-yard strike. And the Muskies are knocking at the door, knocking at the vault in the First National Bank red zone.
Well, I tell you what, Soko just went straight down that sidelines and And Drew got him. Great pass, great play.
Unbelievable throw by Witchers, and Soko beat his man out of the backfield. There's a give to Soko. He dances inside Fonzie on his feet, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Alfonso Soko from 3 yards out. 3:06 to play in the first, and the Muskies go up 14-zip as Soko takes it in from 3. And I'm telling you right now, Fonzie's a South Dakota commit at a great program and a great coaching staff, but bigger major D1 programs, if they haven't noticed this kid, they will by the time the year's over. Muskies shift back out of that formation. Now Nugent on for the conventional PAT. There's the snap. Good hold by Webking and a kick by Nugent. And it is good. 3:06 to play in the first. The Muskies 15. And the Cougars nothing. We're stepping back at Kingston Stadium. Muskie football. What a start for the Muscatine Muskies. 3:06 to play in the first. They lead 15-0. A 4-play, 48-yard drive, and it was all Alfonso Soko, as Soko had a 19-yard reception, and he also had runs of 24-15 and a touchdown run of 3. Nugent will kick off, and it looks like McCarty is deep along with Baker, and there's the kick, and it's going to be McCarty in the end zone, and it's a touchback. Logan Nugent with a big leg, and Kennedy will take this one. Their third drive of the game on their own 20-yard line, and I think the Muskies got them a little shocked here, Jim.
Well, I think they do, Brian, and I tell you, we've been talking about field position. How big is it to have a kicker in Nugent who can put them in the end zone and not give them a chance to return?
People are concerned about the Muskies' depth, but I can tell you this, the Muskies have quality football players. There's a toss, and it's on the edge this time, and it's nice tackle out of bounds, and the toss this time was to Made. Raziah Made, and he's run out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So a nice gain of 8 on first down for the Cougars.
Well, there again, Oslin came up and took the initial block, and that allowed Folk to get over there and help make a tackle.
B.J. White, it looks like, right? Is that Dewar is at quarterback? He gives us one on the inside. Oh, good play inside by the Muskies. Be a 1-yard gain. Nolan Bell and Jason Gray both clean that up. Great play by Gray, crashing down on the end there, Jim, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 2. No gain on that play.
Absolutely. I tell you what, our defensive line, Brian, is experienced. We got some great athletes up there. And, you know, before we've seen Kennedy and they've ran on us the last couple of years, I think Jake has seen enough of that.
They're quick off the football. The Muskies stacking the line here on 3rd and 2. They give this one to the big man. The Muskies stack it up in the backfield. And there's you can take a team picture on that hit. They give it to Pape, the big defensive lineman. They did it earlier. He got the first down this time. The Muskie defense swallowed them up. Bell, Summers, Holiday, you name it, Jim, they were there.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Holiday came in and made that initial hit and just stood him up. And then everyone else just had a party on top of him. And that's what you got to do, Brian. Remember what I was saying, you know, you got to hit him early, send a message to that team and that runner, and they just did that.
4th and 2 from the 28. And Kennedy's not lined up in punt formation, Jim. They're lined up to go after. Muskies can't jump here, though. They can't jump, and they don't. They're disciplined as the staff was barking at them not to jump. Cougars called timeout. We're going to 1:17 to play in the first after the Cougars called timeout. Each team with 2 left. Dewar on a rugby kick goes to the right, kicks it. Greenhaw single safety picks it up at 33, Drew to the 40. Jitterbugs out to the 45, still on his feet, midfield. Look at that run by Greenhaw into Cougar territory at the 48-yard line. That's about a 20-yard return, Jim, with no blocking set up. That's all Drew Greenhaw.
Well, Drew Greenhaw, Brian, we've been saying it for years. This kid's a stud. You see him on the baseball diamond, you see him on basketball court. This kid can play. I mean, he wants to be out there. And I tell you, that's the whole key to this senior class. You know it. Your son being a senior. These kids love to play.
These are my guys, Jimmy. These are my guys. I've been with these guys since 3rd grade. And I know what they're capable of doing. 1st and 10, they're going to mark it on the 49. The Muskies go twins left. It's Summers and Greenhaw. Sweary and Soko in the backfield. This goes to Fonzie. And this time they're going to throw him for a loss in the backfield. He's going to lose 2. into Muskie territory at the 49. That's the first time they've really gotten Soko to the ground without him getting a good run at it.
Well, what that's going to do, give it to him a little bit and then open up that pass game.
If they're going to stack which, you know what, and that's the weapon they have. They got weapons on the edge, but they got the home run hitter at number 26. Greenhaw and Oslin right, Summers left. On 2nd and 12. 30 seconds to play in the first. The Muskies lead 15-zip. Witcher's back to pass. Throws, got a man. It's complete to Summers at the 40. Let's see where they spot it. It should be down at the 40, and they're spotting it at the 41. Very weak spot. Yeah. So it'll be 3rd and 2 from the 41. And that may be the last play of the quarter, but Jake likes the up-tempo, so they're lining it up.
And I would
3rd and 2 from the 41.
I would not snap it.
Clock ticking away. Witchers barks it out, and they may be trying to draw them offsides. They're going to let the clock run out here. And, folks, we played one quarter, and it's been a great quarter for the Muskies. Back at Kingston Stadium, 1 quarter in the books, and the Muscatine Muskies lead the Cedar Rapids Kennedy Cougars 15-0. They've got 3rd down and 2. From the Cougar 41-yard line, and Jim, the Muskies have played most of this game in Kennedy territory. Trips right for the Muskies. Formation we haven't seen yet. Witchers tosses it to Soko, and he fumbles, but it was really kind of a tough toss there. He was trying to go left. They were trying to use some deception there with everything going right. But the snap, or the toss to Fonzie, a little high, couldn't control it, and he's going to lose 6 yards back to the 47. Muskie's going to have to punt for the second time tonight. On 4th down and 8 from the 47-yard line. Back to receive the kick is Micaiah Jenkins, along with McCarty for the Cougars. Summers back on the 40, and he kicks it away. And it's going to be McCarty, and he goes to one knee at about the 18-yard line. Actually, it wasn't McCarty. It was Chase Baker on the reception. So it'll be 1st and 10 Kennedy, and Muskie's done a nice job pinning him down and making him use the whole field, Jim.
Boy, they sure did.
11-17 to go in the first half. Kennedy comes out trailing 15-zip, 1st 10 on their own 18. Dewar gives it inside this time, and the Muskies string it up. Holiday wraps around him, and he may get him for a short gain of about 3 to just over the 20-yard line. We'll call it 2nd down and 7.
I'll tell you what, I really like this Nate Holiday. He plays tough. He plays a lot bigger than his body is, Brian.
Nate is a tough guy. He started at linebacker a year ago, along with Jack Falk. They're both returners. Falk just a junior. He'll have another year next year. In the eye once again. There's a handoff. This time it goes to Made over the left side. He's got some room over the 25 and a nice run, 1st down run over the 28 to the 29-yard line. We'll call it a gain of about 9. And it'll be 1st and 10 Cougars from their own 29.
Well, you know, when they strung that play out to the sideline there, our defense did a good job following the ball carrier, but we missed a couple tackles, and that's what helped him get that 1st down.
Raziah Made in the backfield. Dewar under center, gets a snap, play action, rolls to his right, looks downfield, rushes on from Holiday, throws it into the ground. Good play by the senior quarterback. There was nobody open, and Holiday was right on his heels, and he did the smart thing and just threw it away, Jim.
Had a great job covering up the receivers, and I tell you, you got Holiday rushing down your throat, you're going to throw it away if you've got nowhere to throw it. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to take a lick from that guy.
10:15 to go in the first half. 2nd and 10 Kennedy on their own 29-yard line. Muskies lead 15-zip. Witchers to Greenhoff, 4-yard touchdown pass, and Soko a 3-yard touchdown run. And now we've got a flag, a pre-snap flag, and this should be on the offense, and it is. Procedure call, and that helps the Muskies. A running team now has got to be 2nd and 15 from their own 24.
You know, we wanted to win the penalty battle here. Muskies doing a great job playing smart football. And you got to do that when you're playing a team like Kennedy.
2nd down, 15 Kennedy from their own 24-yard line. Dewar gets a snap, play action, sets, looks down, got a man wide open, McCarty, and it's complete, and he's going to score as they beat the Muskies straight down the middle of the field, and a 76-yard touchdown pass from Dewar on a nice pitch and catch to Peyton McCarty. As great play action call there, Jim, and that'll get them fired up because they had the Muskies baited in there.
Absolutely. Every single defensive back, corner, linebacker bid on that play, Brian. You can't do that. You got to have your coverage and stick with it. And they all bid on that play action. And that kid was wide open. He could have ran all the way to Muscatine.
So Kennedy's on the board at the 10:03 mark in the second quarter here. And Stone is on for the PAT attempt. And there's the snap. Now we've got a whistle. We'll see if there's procedure, and there is procedure. So that'll back him up 5.
Well, maybe we can get some pressure on this kick and get him to miss it, because now you're back 5 more yards. Send the house.
Turns it into a 25-yard PAT, and it does make it a little harder. 5 more yards, a little difficult. And it would be a big miss, because that would give the Muskies a 9-point lead if he does miss it. White's the holder. Good snap, good hold, and the kick is on his way. Another flag. And we'll see if this one's on the Muskies. It was thrown by the umpire kind of in the middle there, so I don't know if the Muskies launched. We'll see what they did here. If they jump, you can't jump on the back of a guy and go up. Well, it's going to be on the Muskies. They're going to see if they want to take it on the kickoff or PAT is good. Personal foul on the Muskies.
Yeah, that's probably what happened, Brian.
And that's not what you want there after giving up a big play. 15-7, 10:03 to play in the first. We're stepping away for 30. Listen to Muskie football. KWPC 860 AM and 95.1 FM. 4 plays, an 82-yard drive. Now Alex Stone, well, the Muskies had a personal foul in the PAT, not sure who it was on. But because of that, they can kick off from the 45-yard line Muskie territory, and you got to be leery of an onside kick here.
Absolutely.
Field position. Stone will tee it up. And I think the Muskies are pushed up expecting this. There's Stone on the approach, and there's the kick, and he just kicks it right through the end zone for the touchback. So the Muskies will have their worst starting field position of the night, their own 20. As the field position they've had, they really could have more than 15. But let's see if they can work some clock here, Jim, and take it down for a score. Muskies come out with Summers left, Oslin right, Greenhaw slot right, and Soko in the backfield. Ben Swery at tight end. Luke Witchers barks out the signals on first down. Luke's going to give to Soko, dances inside, gains about 2 or 3 on first down. It'll be second down. And we'll call it 7 from the 23-yard line.
I'll tell you what, when you got Soko in the backfield and you're down in this territory, use him and have him get you some breathing room, and that's exactly what Jake did.
Muskies with Quitzel, Ryan, King, Watkins, and Musell on the offensive line. 2nd and 7 Muskies from the 23. Witchers gets a snap. He runs over the right side, up near the 30 to about the 28. A gain of 5. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Soko running right behind big senior Jake Musell. If I'm going to find somebody to run behind, it's going to be Jake, and I believe he was pulling on that play, Brian.
Pulling. 3rd and 1 from the 29. They spotted at the 29. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Fonzie get another carry here. Muskie's got to clear a little bit of space for him and keep the chains moving here and take away some of Kennedy's momentum. 15-7 Muskies, 8:55 to play in the first half. Witchers changing the play, clock's at 2, got to snap it, and he does. Back, rocket screen to the other side, and it's going to be right at the sticks, and I think where they're marking it, it's a first down at the 30, as Drew Greenhaw got just enough, or was it Oslin?
I think it was Oslin that got it.
And that's going to be a first down with a mark right on the marker, so the Muskies gain a yard. That's what they needed. And they changed the play because Kennedy was really crowding the line of scrimmage there.
Yeah, they were. They really fouled Soko off to that left side, and we threw to the right side. Good play call by Jake.
Greenhaw and Summers left. Soko split out with Oslin now right. Witcher's empty on 1st and 10 from the 30. Luke back to pass. Sets his feet, fires down the middle. He's got Soko, and it's intercepted at the 42-yard line. It's Jesse Price, and he's into Muskie territory and out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Luke had him open, but he overthrew him down the middle, and Jesse Price sat back in that deep zone, Jim, and picked it off.
Well, they played their coverage well, Brian, and that, that's what happens when you overthrow your receiver. But right now the Muskies have to get tough on defense and not let this little bump affect us play-wise.
Muskies have played really well defensively with the exception of the big play that happened earlier. Now it's 1st and 10. Dewar tosses it to Made. He cuts it over the right side. He's got some room inside the 35 to the 34-yard line. They're going to call it a gain of 7. It'll be 2nd and 3 Cougars, as they do have some momentum now offensively.
Well, I tell you what, football is a game of momentum, and right now we need to have a great defensive play, a big hit or something to change that momentum going our way.
2nd down 3. Dewar now gives to Made over the left side. Muskies are in the hole, but he dances through a good run for Raziah Made down to the 25-yard line. Gain of 9, 1st down Cougars.
Well, he's quite a runner himself, isn't he, Brian?
Very nice run, Jim. They were there in the hole, and he just skipped over it. Good feet in the hole. They're going to mark it on the 26, a gain of 8, 1st and 10 Kennedy. 7.5 to play in the first half, and the Muskies lead 15-7.
Well, this is what we've seen. Kennedy likes to run, smash it down your throat.
They give this one to McCarty, the up back, and Osland punishes him in the hole, and he's cleaned up after that. Looks like by Nolan Bell. Gain of 2. It'll be 2nd down and 8. Muskies need a hold here, Jim. At least nothing more than a field goal.
Absolutely, Brian.
By going for 2 on the first touchdown, though, Coach Mueller has an 8-point lead. Dewar gives this one to Made over the left side. Muskies in pursuit. Now they string it out, and they get him down the ground at about the 22-yard line. A short gain of 2 as Greenhawk came up from his safety spot and made an outstanding tackle.
He put a good lick on Made.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6 Kennedy, just inside the 22-yard line.
Huge 3rd down play here, Brian.
And they go double tights here. Then we got Kubavec back at fullback and McCarty deep, and now there's a stop and play and a timeout Muscatine. And that'll be the Muskies' 2nd timeout of the first half. We're going to step away for 30 seconds. Back at Kingston Stadium. We're in the Kriegers broadcast booth here at Kingston Stadium. Brian Musell, Jim Miller, and the stat doctor, Mark Hansen. Jim, it's good to see old Tom Wilson out there encouraging the troops. He took a year off last year. He's back. And I know the staff and the kids are thrilled to have him back.
Oh, absolutely. Tom brings a lot of knowledge to that sideline. Kids love him. Coaches love him.
Full house backfield for Kennedy. Ewan's going to keep it, and there's a flag, and it's a pre-snap motion flag on Kennedy, and that's going to help the Muskies. And that'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it 11.
That's huge.
Back at the 27-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 10. 3rd and 10. Big penalty, though. Jim, they had a nice play set up there.
Oh, they did. I think they don't move on that, Brian, and we may be looking at another set of downs, if not a touchdown.
No, they bring in Pape, Sam Pape, 6'1", 235, plays defensive tackle, and they bring him in on short yardage plays. He was there that time leading the way. Now they go back to Kubavec and Made in the backfield. Double tight ends, and this time it's Made over the left side again. They found something there, and he's got room. Summers in pursuit. It's going to be a 1st down inside the 10 to the 8, and the Muskies really didn't have anybody home over there that time.
Once Summers got blocked on that end corner there, there was no one there, Brian. There was daylight, and you got to come over and help with that. When you see your guy on the end there get blocked, you got to have some guys come up and help on that end.
3rd and 10 goes for a 20-yard run, 1st and goal at the Muskies 7. Dewar gives to Made. Now the backfield. Nolan Bell with a big tackle. Tackle for a loss back to the 10. A 3-yard loss. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 10.
I'm seeing a more hurry-up offense with Kennedy, aren't you, a little bit? I mean, they're coming out of that huddle, and they're snapping right now. Muskies have got to get set and know what they're going to do on defense.
They don't have as many two-way players as the Muskies, and depth and fatigue is a concern, as we talked about in the pregame with the Muskie numbers. 2nd and goal just inside the 10. Dewar under center. Back to pass, play action. He looks, he throws, he's got a man in the corner, and it's complete touchdown. Nice pitch and catch. Nice play call and it's caught by Carter Krall. And at the 5:29 mark, the Cougars on a 10-yard pass from Dewar to Krall.
I'll tell you what, Dewar could not have put that ball any better than he did over our defender, Brian. That was an excellent pass.
Stone on for the PAT. 15-13 Muskies. At some point, if the Muskies score again, Coach White's going to have to look for the two-point conversion. The Muskies with the two-point lead. Stone, the approach, the ball on the ground. White fumbles it, and the Muskies in pursuit. Now he rolls to his right, throws back. He's got a man, and he's complete. And the Muskies get him to the ground, but he's in for the two-point conversion. And, Jim, I think that was a design play.
Well, designed or not, we needed to be on our toes and know what was going on. We stood around for how many seconds before we decided to say, hey, they fumbled the ball back there?
Well, I'm not sure. I would love to see the replay because when he picked it up and looked, it looked like they had it set up to the right. It's like he put it on the ground, picked it up and rolled. It didn't look like a panic situation. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know, but very inventive if it wasn't. But it's tied at 15 with 5:29 to play in the first half. Stone tees it up at the 40. And the Muskies have Soko and Greenhaw back at the 5-yard line. Important for the Muskie offense to answer here, Jim. 5:29 to play in the first half. We're all tied at 15. Battle of two outstanding 4A programs right now. There's the kick, and it's going to be into the end zone as it trickles in for a touchback. And the Muskies will take over first down on their own 20-yard line for the second time.
I'll tell you what, Brian, we do have to come back with some kind of answer to let them know, hey, you know what? You beat us last series, but we're here to play. A lot of times you see teams, when they go up big or they go up early and then they kind of fizzle, and we cannot do that. We got to keep our momentum going and keep ourselves pumped up.
Webb King in at receiver now. Greenhaw slot right. And Summers wide left. I don't think Summers and Greenhaw have come off the field the entire game. There's Witchers. He gives to Soko over the right side, and he's stacked up for a short gain of 1 or 2. And it's going to be second down, and we'll call it 8 from the 22-yard line. Muskies also need to give the defense a rest, Jim. They're tired. They've been out there. Like I said, a lot of the guys, you can see them across the way sitting on the bench, and they need to grind out a couple first. The beauty of this would be to control the clock the rest of the half and punch it in the end zone.
Absolutely.
2nd and 8 Muskies from their own 22. Witchers gives to Soko. Soko goes around the left side, and they string it out. He's going to be tossed for a loss at about the 20-yard line, actually just over the 20, and Fonzie got all that on his own, Jim. He was due for a 5-yard loss, but he exploded out of that and got it back to about the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 8.
The thing is, when you string it out that far, that gives that defense extra time to get over there in pursuit, and that's what happened that time. But yet, Fonzie's a heck of a runner, isn't he?
Yes, he is. 4:51 as the clock stops on that. 3rd and 8 Muskies. Big play for both teams early on here in this one. Witchers rolls to his right, looks downfield, sets, looks up, throws it up in the air, and it's incomplete as it was intended for Derek Webking at the 43-yard line into double coverage, and the Muskies going to have to kick this one away.
Well, let's pin them back. Let's do something on defense there. We didn't give our defense much time to rest and relax, Brian, but
3 and out's not what the doctor ordered there, but Kennedy's stiffening up on defense, playing well. It's a good football team. Summers in punt formation for the Muskies. Baker deep along with Jenkins, and there's the kick by Summers, and it's taken by Jenkins right at midfield, and he hops into Muskie territory. We'll see where they spot this at the 49-yard line in Muskie territory. So Kennedy, another great opportunity here as the Muskies own field position for a little over the first quarter of this football game, but after that 76-yard pass from Dewar to McCarty for a touchdown, all the momentum in this one has changed, as at that point the Muskies led 15-zip. So Kennedy, 1st and 10 on the Muskie 49, 4:36 to go in the first half. Looks like B.J. White's in at quarterback now. And there's a false start on Kennedy, so it'll be 1st and 15. The left guard jumped a little there, Jim.
Well, I tell you what, that's something that just irritates the heck out of a coach. Offensive players know what the snap count is. They shouldn't move. And we're happy when the opposing team does, and it gives us better field position.
White's in at quarterback. Dewar's played really well, especially in the second quarter here, getting a little breather. 1st and 15 from their own 46-yard line. Baker and McCarty to the right. Teron Dewar to the left. On first down, pistol formation now and now White goes in motion, and Nick Dewar gets a snap, the starting quarterback, and Nolan Bell rips him down for a loss. Great play by Bell.
You know, I've been watching this battle up front with Bell and his man, and I tell you what, Bell is really beating him. The guy crossing is having a little bit of trouble handling big Nolan Bell. Let me tell you something, folks. This kid is a player. Look for him to do some great things.
6'3", 280, and a junior. Strong and fast. Nolan Bell, bright future on the gridiron, no doubt about it.
He's right.
Big loss. 2nd and 16, Jim.
Right next to little mighty Joe Bartling.
Kennedy now goes empty. Twins on each side. Back to pass Dewar. Sets. Looks. Good. Plenty of time. Now the pressure's on. And he runs it out. And he's going to be tossed out of bounds as Oslin came up. Put a lick on him. It's going to be a short gain of 2 to the 47. It'll be 3rd and 14 as he goes out of bounds and stops the clock, which if the Muskies hold, could be very helpful for the Muskies.
Oslin did a good job coming up and making that play, knowing that there was no chance at a pass behind him. It's a big 3rd down, Brian.
3rd down, 14. Big 3rd down. It'd be huge for the Muskies to get off the field here and get the ball back in the hands of the offense here. Twins left. Dewar under center. He rolls to his left. Looks downfield. Muskies in pursuit. There's a pass, and it's caught.
I don't think he got it.
By Jenkins. He's short. Whoa, what a spot is that? Down to the 40.
I think they gave him 2 or 3
He
more
rolled to the
yards.
40. He was down on about the 41 and a half. So it's going to be 4th and 1, and Kennedy no doubt will go for it now. 13-yard gain on 3rd and 14.
Watch the play action pass here. You know, they only need a yard to get that first down, but if we stack that box too much, they're going to get us on a little play action. So
Kennedy taking their time. They'll probably call a timeout here, and they probably will because the play clock's under 10. Back at Kingston Stadium, what a football game. Tale of 2 quarters. The Muskies on the first quarter and led 15-0 after 1. Luke Witchers to Drew Greenhoff, 4 yards on a score. And Alfonso Soko, actually after the first touchdown, Jack Folk came in and threw a 2-point conversion to Sweary. Soko 3 yards out. Muskies led 15-0. Dewar to McCarty, 76 yards. 4th and 1. There's a give right up the gut.
They got him. They got him.
Great play by the Muskies. Nate Holliday and company led the charge. David Summers and Nolan Bell. What a turn of events on 4th and 1. And they give it to the big fella again, Pape. And the Muskies said, not going to happen.
Well, they came in with big 66 and ran to the right, and they handed off to the left. So 66, they thought they were going to fool them. And I'll tell you what, Holiday was right there. He did a great job.
Stayed in their gaps. So, and that made it 15-7, Dewar to McCarty. Then Dewar, 10 yards to Carter Crawl. And they got the 2-point conversion, and it's 15 off. 2:54 left. The Muskies take over now. 1st and 10 on their own 40. They have 1 timeout left, and this would be a big drive if they can get points before the half.
You aren't kidding, Brian.
Soko and Greenhaw left, or right. Summers and Oslin left. Back to pass Witchers. Bubble screen to Greenhaw, middle of the field, and Drew's up over the 40 to about the 45, 46.
Well, don't forget, we've got Nugent's leg, and I think he can hit it from probably 30 yards.
He kicked a 50-yarder.
Yeah, I know.
He can kick 50 plus if they get there. 2nd and 5. Witchers back to pass. Sets, throws, got a man, and it's incomplete to Oslin at the 48 of Kennedy. That would have been a first down. And it'll be 3rd down now and 5 for the Muskies from their own 45-yard line. We'll call it 3rd and 4 from the 46, actually. Big play here. Like to see the ball in Soko's hands. Twins left for the Muskies. Oslin right. Sweary and Soko in the backfield. Witcher's back to pass. Steps up into the pocket. Looks, throws, and it's almost intercepted and incomplete. And the Muskies going to have to kick it away again for the third straight drive.
Well, the safety play was to get it to Soko on the outside. He checked out of two receivers there, and then he was going to go to Soko. And honestly, if he gets it there, we got a first down and more.
Greenhaw into punt now for Summers, so don't know if this is a punt or a run-pass option, Jim. Run-punt option. Drew is a left footer, and I see they shift to the left. I don't know if Kennedy knows this. Third down and 4. Greenhaw runs to the left. He's looking.
Get rid of it.
And he does kick it. Boy, he's lucky to get that one away, and it's a short, wobbly kick, and it's not going to pin him down very far. We'll call it a kick of about 21 yards to the 34. Greenhaw is what Van Wieskamp used to do, that rugby-style punt run option. And Greeny, Kennedy did a good job. They stayed home on that. Dewar and Maid in the backfield on first down. McCarty split out to the right, trips left, back to pass Dewar. And they got a screen set up in the middle of the field, and this one goes to Maid, and he's hit hard right at the sticks by Oslin. Going to be close to a first down. And he's going to be just short. It looks like a 9-yard gain to the 43. It'll be 2nd and 1 Cougars.
Well, he got comfortable right there in that area between your defensive line and your linebackers. And I tell you what, just a nice little pass there.
2nd and 1 Kennedy from their own 43. Trips right. Baker left. Dewar back to pass. Sets, throws. Got a man. Oh, he's hit hard. Incomplete. Or is it
I don't think they called it an incomplete pass.
They call that a fumble? Boy, that sure looked like an incomplete pass.
That benefits the Muskies, Brian. It went back. I mean, he lost, 4 yards?
It's going to be at the same spot, so it's 3rd and 1. They called it a catch and a fumble, but Kennedy recovered it. Boy, it didn't look like he really had
I don't think he had control of it.
He caught it, and as soon as he was getting to the, down, he got popped. But they did call it a catch and a fumble, so it's 3rd and 1 Kennedy from their own 43-yard line. Clock at 1:20. We're tied at 15. Dewar gives this one to Maid over the left side. He's going to get a first down just over the 44. Actually, he's going to be right at the sticks. This might be an interesting measure.
I think they're going to give it to him.
Yeah, they gave it to him on this side. 1st and 10 Cougars at the 44. Kennedy with one timeout along with the Muskies.
Cannot give up a big play here, Brian.
Trips right for Kennedy. Baker left. Now Maid goes in motion. Kennedy's empty on first down. Back to pass. Dewar sets. Chucks it down the field, and it's complete. Number 5 on the catch, Jenkins. Micaiah Jenkins with a nice catch. Webking was in coverage, but he jumped and tried to bat the ball down, Jim. I think if he keeps running, he can make a play on that.
I think you're right there, Brian. Yeah, don't go after the ball. Keep running and make the play.
27-yard gain on first down, and with 40 seconds to go, the Cougars now close to field goal range. The 28 Dewar back to pass, throws incomplete, out of bounds, and that stops the clock with 33 seconds to play.
Got to maintain our coverages here. We got to be smart. Got to know where the receivers are.
And now we've got a timeout Muscatine as they want to talk it over. 33 seconds. Timeout Muskies. We're tied at 15. We're stepping. And what a first half we've had. We're tied at 15. 33 seconds to play in the first half. And Kennedy has 2nd down and 10 on the Muskie 28-yard line. Trips left. Nick Dewar at quarterback. Made in the backfield with him. Chase Baker split right. Dewar back to pass. Rushes on up the middle. Throw. Got a wide open touchdown.
You cannot let your
catch McCarty. The Muskies with a blown coverage. And just like that, they go down the field on the Muskies for a touchdown there, Jim. 28 yards, pitch and catch, Dewar.
You cannot let your receiver get behind you ever. And that time, we had some breakdown in coverage, and the receiver they made that look so easy.
Stone on for the PAT. Nick Dewar to Teron Dewar. 28 yards. Dewar, 3 touchdown passes, and there's a PAT on the way by Stone, and it is good. 26 seconds to play in the first, and it's Kennedy 22. And that big 76-yard pass from Nick Dewar to Peyton McCarty really shifted momentum in this one.
We'll correct that at halftime. Maybe Ben will bring us up some walking tacos at halftime. Of course, my wife's been getting on me about how I've been eating, so I guess I don't want walking tacos tonight.
Stone will kick off from the 40. Soko and Greenhaw back for the Muskies. Let's see if they kick it deep or squib it. It'd be nice to give Fonzie the ball in space.
I think they might squib it. Boy, what a gorgeous night for football, huh?
Beautiful night. Great to have high school football back. There's Stone on the approach, and there's the low squibber, and Fonzie picks it up on about the 9. He's to the 15, Jukes to the 20. Soko trying to get outside. They string it out. As they do, Fonzie around the right side. There's a flag on the play. And Soko's still running. Jukes it back over the 25 to the 30 and down on the 31-yard line. Yeah, a little scrum at midfield. But the kicker, and for the Muskies, Bronson Brown with the haymaker.
Hey. Little WWE going on there. Yeah.
Blocking the back on the Muskies on the return. Soko tried to take it back all by himself. I'm sure the Muskies will take a knee here with 8.5 seconds remaining, and the ball will be spotted inside the 10-yard line.
You know, one thing about that is, it's great when you can run all around like that, but what you do is you just make yourself more tired, and it really is hard for the guys who are blocking for you not knowing where you're at. So sometimes it's better just to go up and get the yardage you can get and then go from offense from there.
And that's where you see a lot of blocks in the back. You're right, Jim, when you're changing directions. But he's such a good athlete, he can do that. Muskies,
I think we'll be
going to take a knee, and we're going to go to half, and we'll start our Hy-Vee halftime show. Witcher's back, takes a knee. As we get ready for second half action here, 22-15, Cedar Rapids. Kennedy leads the Muskies. As we talked about early, it was all Muskies in the first as they led 15-zip. Kennedy with 3 second-quarter touchdowns and 3 touchdown passes from Nick Dewar. 2 blown coverages on the first and the third touchdown pass, and I'm sure those things will be corrected by the staff at halftime.
Well, you know that they went in at halftime, Brian, and they broke it all down, and they let those kids know exactly what the problems were and what they need to correct.
McCarty and Baker deep for Kennedy. And Nugent will kick off for the Muskies. Chad Yoakum in the house doing all the filming for Public Access TV 9. Check out these replays Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, 10, 3, and 8. There's the kick by Nugent. This one's going to be a touchback again by Logan Nugent, the strong right leg of the Muskie senior. Muskies need a start here, Jim. A 3-and-out would be huge.
It would be huge, Brian. Like we said at the beginning of the game, you got to stop that run. Don't blow your coverages and keep penalties down. And I think if we do that, we will be in good shape. You know, I think that Kennedy thinks they got us a little tired, and maybe we are, but that's where you taking that summer conditioning, and this is where it all comes in right now.
Dewar with Kubavec in the backfield along with Maid. First and 10 Cougars from their own 20 as we open the second half action here. Dewar gives to Maid over the left side. They had some bread and butter on that in the first half, and the Muskies are there to meet them in the hole. Couple of really nice hits, Jim. Caleb Paul, Nolan Oslin all in on the stop. A short gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9.
Yeah, I like how we got up there and we hit him right away, right at the line of scrimmage, and that's what you got to do. Control that line of scrimmage. Don't let that runner get past it.
Gain of 1 for Kennedy. 11:35 just underway here in the second half. A great 4A high school football game underway. Twins left for the Cougars. Dewar under center. This time he gives to Maid over the left side again. Muskies string it out. Holiday's there. Bell's there. And it looks like Joe Bartling's there. Short gain of maybe another yard. It'll be 3rd down and 8. A big 3rd down play for the Muskies here.
Well, there you go again, Brian. You know, controlling that line, winning that battle in the trench, and that's what we're doing. And I'll tell you what, don't be surprised if you see a play-action pass coming up right here.
Third down sponsor all season long is Arctic Dental, and we'll throw that one out on defense if the Muskies here hold here. Arctic Dental, a fine Muskie sponsor. Trips right for Kennedy as they're in the pistol. Now the motion man is McCarty as Kennedy goes empty on 3rd and 8. Dewar back to pass. Sets his feet down the middle of the field for McCarty, and he overshoots him at the 45. Good coverage by the Muskies. Summers and Osland both in coverage. And Kennedy will have to punt. That's what the doctor ordered, a 3 and out, Jim.
Yeah, we couldn't have designed it any better than that. Coming out of halftime, three plays and out, get the ball back, maybe we make something happen.
Greenhaw single safety for the Muskies. He's standing on his own 35-yard line. Nick Dewar into punt. He gets a snap, and there's the rugby kick, and it's a short one. It bounces at the 47.
Get away from it.
And Drew's going to have to let it go as it rolls down. Big roll down to about the 30-yard line, a 17-yard roll. So we'll give him credit for a 48-yard kick. And the Muskies will take over 1st and 10 on their own 3rd. Muskies down. 1st down and 10. They go double tights for the first time. Summers left, Greenhaw right. Actually, Osland right. They give to Soko. Soko over the right side. Barrels up over the 30 to about the 34, so he'll get about 4 yards. And it'll be 2nd down, and we'll call it 6 for the Muskies.
You know, I see big Jake Nussel get up after you've got Soko running behind him. Those guys can get stepped on a little bit by their own runners.
I think Ben was right at halftime. A steady diet of Fonzie, even though there's 8 in the box for Kennedy, there always is. It's tempting to throw. This time it goes to Soko over the left side, and he's waiting in the hole with a big hit. Number 32, Chandler Powell. And Fonzie's going to lose a yard. Back to the 32. 3rd down and 8 Muskies.
Well, if we can get Fonzie to get, gain, some good yardage on the ground, that's going to open up that pass game wide open, Brian. And we've got receivers.
Osland wide right, Greenhaw slot right. Double tights for the Muskies. Gray and Sweary. Witchers now goes up, changes the play. Play clock's at 6. And now Luke's got to take a timeout. A little confusion there for the Muskies. Back at Kingston Stadium, Brian Mussel, Jim Miller, and the stat doctor Mark Hansen. Chad Yoakum from Channel 9 filming the games as he always does. So you can catch Muskie highlights all weekend, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, 10, 3, and 8. 9:08 to go in the 3rd quarter here. It's Kennedy 22 and the Muskies 15. Big 3rd down play coming up for the Muskies. Greenhaw and Osland to the right, double tight. Soko in the backfield with Witchers. Luke back to pass, blitzes on, fires, and it's incomplete. Threw it low. As he had Osland, it could have been a 1st down, but it's incomplete, and the Muskies going to have to kick it away again.
Yeah, that time I think Witchers felt a little bit of pressure coming from his backside and hurried that pass off.
Summers on to punt. Baker back for Kennedy, along with Jenkins, and they're standing on their own 34-yard line. There's a snap. Summers with the approach. Low kick. Helicopters it over midfield and out of bounds at about the 44-yard line. So a 24-yard punt and field position way in the favor of Kennedy here early in the 3rd. 1st and 10 Kennedy, their own 44-yard line. Both teams are 3 and out defensively to start the 3rd quarter. There's a pitch to Made over the left side. He's out near midfield. The Muskies stack it up. A gain of 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5 from the 49-yard line. Jack Fulkin on the stop for the Muskies along with Nate Holliday.
Don't want to let him get that many yards every run, Brian. That's what Kennedy likes to do.
McCarty in the backfield this time. Jenkins to the left along with Davis. And now they give it to McCarty over the left side. He's got some room over the midfield stripe. Almost brought down by Webking, but he's inside the 40. Breaks another tackle. Gray brings him down from behind. at about the 36-yard line.
Boy,
So a 15-yard run on 2nd and 5, and Kennedy in business at the Muskie 36.
Well, I tell you what, Webking comes up and makes that lick, and that's a great stop. Unfortunately, he got just to the outside of him.
Rosiah Maid, good-looking player, Jim. Good tailback. Jenkins split wide right along with Dewar. McCarty slot right. Baker left. Dewar and Maid in the backfield. Dewar back to pass on first down. Sets plenty of time. Now there's a little pressure. Now he rolls left. Got a man wide open.
Oh, man.
He's to the 20. It's Maid inside the 20 and down to the 11. 25-yard gain on first down as Kennedy pretty much having their way right now.
Yeah, we're breaking down in coverage. Again, you do not want to let a receiver get behind you. And in that case, I'm not sure what happened. You know, I mean, he rolled out. He had a lot of time, and then there was the receiver wide open.
They're going to spot it on the 10, a gain of 26, first and goal, Kennedy. And the Muskie defense needs to stiffen here. 7:37 to play in the third, and the Muskies trail 22-15. Dewar tosses it to Maid. He cuts it inside. Holiday gets him from behind. The Muskies stack him up at about the 6. So we're going to call this a gain of 3 or 4. We'll see where the spot is. And it'll be second and goal, Cougars.
Well, let's get a stop right here. Let's stop the bleeding a little bit.
Gain of 3 is second and goal from the 7-yard line.
Trucks Unlimited, the professional truck and trailer repair experts for over 30 years. Great sponsor.
McCarty and Kubavec in the backfield. This time Kubavec at tailback. And there's a rollout by Dewar. Rolls to the right. Rushes on. Throws. And it is incomplete. It's caught, but he caught it out of bounds. A nice effort by Carter Krall, who caught a touchdown pass earlier, Jim. It was a great catch, but he landed out of bounds.
That was a great catch. Krall just stretched out to catch it, but he caught it way out of bounds.
6:49. Boy, big crowd here for Kennedy. I'm
Huge.
very impressed with how many fans they have. You know, they really support their team. I mean, there's a lot of people here. Second, we'll call it third down and goal now from the 7-yard line. 22-15. Muskies need to stop here. Made deep. Kubavec at fullback. And this one's going to be a play action rollout right. Dewar, he's going to keep it. Now he's looking. The Muskies are all over it. Holiday stayed home and ushers him out of bounds. And he's going to lose maybe a yard or two, Jim. We'll see where they spot this. Great defense by the Muskies there, Jim.
Yeah, great play by Holiday. They strung it way out. They had their coverage tight on the receivers. He had nowhere to go. They came up, Holiday came up and made that stop.
Loss of 2. It's going to be fourth and goal now from the 9. Alex Stone comes on to try a field goal. He's 2 for 2 for PATs today. This will be spotted at the 16. It'll be a 26-yarder from the right hash. B.J. White to hold. There's the snap, the hold, the kick, and the kick is good. 6:37 to play in the third quarter. Kennedy 25, the Muskies 15. We're back at Kingston Stadium. Kennedy 56 yards in 7 plays and a Alex Stone 26-yard field goal. And they now lead the Muskies 25-15 with 6:37 to play in the third. Muskie offense been sputtering really since the first quarter, early second, and they really need to put together a drive here, Jim, or Kennedy's just going to continue to take this thing over.
Well, absolutely. Got to give our defensive guys a little rest.
Stone with the approach and the kick, and Greenhaw is going to take this one at about the 2-yard line. Ralphie runs to his right. They got a right return set up. He gets over the 15, Greenhaw to the 20, and he goes down. It looks like he rolled his ankle. He's down at the 23-yard line.
Yeah, that didn't look good, did it, Brian?
He went down, and that's not a good sign. I know Drew's had some ankle issues, so let's hope he's okay.
Oh, man, I don't like to see this. I mean, he went down without even being hit. He just went straight down on his own.
Got it to the 24, about a 22-yard return. And he limps to the sideline with the assistance of the Muskie trainer, Nicole Calvert. And we'll see if he's going to be okay. Summers to the left as the Muskies break the huddle here. Derek Webking now at receiver. He's to the right. Double tight ends for the Muskies. Witchers back to pass. Sets his feet, throws, got Webking on the right side, and it's complete for a short gain up to the 28-yard line. A gain of 4. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Nice safe pass there. Webking goes out about 5 yards. Does a little curl route.
Muskies with 2 tight ends again, Gray and Sweary. They've got Webking and Summers left this time. Soko in the backfield on 2nd down and 4. 2nd and 6. Witchers gets a snap, gives to Soko. And no, he's going to keep it on the zone read, which he never does.
Get a block,
Summers with a knockout. Witchers runs it out of bounds. There's a late hit.
Throw the flag.
Gave him a bump out of bounds. He's out at the 45-yard line. Witchers with a 17-yard run. Maybe an 18-yard run to the 46, and he could have held up, Jim, but he gave Luke. It wasn't a
I don't care. He was way out of bounds.
But he hit him.
He was out of bounds. Shouldn't have been hit. No flag, but I love the block that Summers put on that kid downfield.
Summers with a knockout punch, and that really sprung Luke. Witchers, same formation. They give to Fonzie over the right side. Fonzie stacked up, nowhere to go. They're just taking him out of the game, and he's going to lose a couple yards. He's 2nd and 12.
Well, you know what? That's all right. You know, they take him out. That's where we need Luke to, be able to, do the quarterback.
That's why the last play was so effective, because Luke doesn't run that. He doesn't run it. They protect Luke, which they should, but that was wide open there. A great call. 2nd and 12 Muskies from their own 44. Witchers back to pass. Sets. Rocket screen to Summers, but it's batted down, incomplete. Nice play by number 38, Asa Campbell, and it'll be 3rd and 12.
Well, I tell you what, Summers coming across on that little screen there. If he completes that, we got ourselves a big first down, Brian.
Webking and Summers left. If Greenhaw's out with a bad ankle, that's a big blow to the offense also. Nugent now to the right. Haven't seen Oslin here on offense in the 3rd quarter. Back to pass. Witchers it's intercepted as he overthrew. Webking was wide open in the middle of the field. And it's Summers brings down. It's a 2nd interception for Jesse Price. Luke didn't put it on a rope there and had Webking in the middle of the field, but a nice interception by Price, and the Muskies turn it over. Luke's 2nd pick of the day. And at the 4:54 mark in the 3rd quarter, Kennedy up 25-15, Jimmy, and this defense needs to force a turnover of their own here.
Well, they really do. I tell you what, that time it looked like Luke threw right to their guy. I mean, he didn't even have to move. Time for a big defensive play, Brian.
Dewar breaks a huddle with Kennedy. Now they go 2 tights, and they're going to play some smash mouth here, and they give it to Jakovic. Straight up the middle, Kubovic, and he's up to about the 44, gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
They're just going to keep it on the ground and just go right down our throats.
Our kids up front have played their hearts out. I've been very happy with our rush defense. The Muskie defense has battled, just gotten beat on a couple of play actions. There's Made to the left. They pitch it out. Muskie string it out really well, and Made's still running. He's a good back. He's not going to gain anything. A lot of guys over there, Joe Bartling, Nate Holliday, Bell, Folk, you name it. A lot of guys in on the stop, and Oslin. And that'll bring up a big 3rd down and 7 once again for the Muskie defense.
That was a great defensive play. They strung it way out to the outside. Our whole defensive just shifted to the outside, just kept following the runner, and eventually he's going to get to the sideline and not be able to go anywhere.
3rd and 7, 3:45 and ticking in the 3rd. Kennedy 25 and the Muskies 15. Dewar under center. Or it's B.J. White back to pass. He flips it to Dewar. The Muskies had him, but they let it go. There's a wounded duck. Nugent goes up in the air, and he intercepts it. Logan Nugent. Well, there's a turnover. It'll go kind of as a punt for Kennedy, but nonetheless, the Muskies stop as Logan Nugent with the pick on Nick Dewar.
Great play by Nugent. I tell you what, if he doesn't go up and get it, that's 6 points right there, buddy.
That's a 2nd interception of the night for the Muskies. David Summers had one in the 1st quarter. And now Logan Nugent gets it. Let's see if the Muskies can ride the turnover momentum wave here. 1st and 10 Muskies on their own 21-yard line. Summers and Webking left. Nugent to the right. I'd like to see maybe Sweary get involved in the middle of the field at tight end here. And there's offsides Kennedy as they moved, it looks like. See if he was drawn offsides.
Nope.
And it's going to go on Kennedy, so the Muskies get a free 5 on first down. It'll be 1st and 5 from their own 26-yard line.
We'll take it.
Sweary now at H-back in the backfield in front of Soko. Muskies go bunch right with Summers, Webking, and Nugent. There's the give to Soko. Fonzie busts over the right side. He's got some room this time over the 40 to the 41. 15-yard run on 1st and 5, and that's the Soko we saw in the first quarter ripping off big runs. Nice design by the Muskies.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. You know, if he can come through that line with that kind of momentum and speed, he's tough to bring down, and he's got to remember that. North-south's a great way to run.
There's Witchers given to Soko over the left side. Fonzie busts to the outside, 45, 50, look out. Down the sidelines on the gas, Soko inside the 30.
He's
and
still
out of bounds at about the 26-yard line. So Fonzie now has ripped off 2 big runs, 1 of 15, and this one goes for 33 down to the Kennedy 26-yard line.
You betcha. Great run by Soko. He got to the outside, found the seam, and went straight up that sideline for a big run there, Brian. He is tough to bring down.
3:04 to play in the third. Muskies starting to get something cooking. 1st and 10 on the Kennedy 26. Witchers rolls out to his left. Now he rolls to his right as he eludes a rush. Throws, got a man over there. It's Soko. Fonzie, touchdown Muskies. Alfonso Soko as Luke Witchers almost was sacked by Jackson Coker as he rolled to his left, got out of the tackle, Jim, rolled back to the right, threw it up. I honestly believe he was going for Summers.
It was going to Greenhaw.
Well, I didn't think Greenhaw was out there. I thought it was Summers, and then Fonzie came streaking down the side, caught it, clipped Summers to the ground, and danced into the end zone. A 26-yard touchdown pass from Witchers to Soko, and just like that, the Muskies trailed 25-21.
Yeah, that wasn't supposed to go to Soko, but he took it.
Nugent on for the PAT attempt. And a big PAT now for the Muskies.
I think I need to have my eyes rechecked again, Doc.
Doc's here for that. There's the kick by Nugent. Low line drive, but it gets through. And the Muskies get the PAT. 2:52 to play in the third. Kennedy 25, the Muskies 22. Back at Muscatine Community Stadium, Brian Musell, Jim Miller, the stat doctor, Alfonso Soko answering the call there, folks. The Muskies, a 3-play, 74-yard drive. Soko with runs of 15 and 33, and then a touchdown reception from Luke Witchers. And Luke made that whole thing happen with a scramble. 26-yard pass from Witchers to Soko. Luke's second touchdown pass of the night. First one to Greenhaw. Just like that, the Muskies have got the momentum going their way. They trail 25-22.
You must be really excited. We're not at Muscatine Community Stadium.
Did I say that?
But that's okay.
We're at Kingston, folks. But I heard the Muskie fans over there felt like we're home. Nugent with the kick, and this one's going to be in the end zone again as McCarty gets it. Touchback is Logan Nugent. That's a nice weapon for your defense, Jim.
It's a great weapon for your defense, you know, to have a kid that can put it back there and not give them the field position, the chance. They've got weapons if they get the kickoff that can really burn you. So it's great to be able to have Nugent, kick it into the end zone. And that time we gave our defense a little bit of a rest there, Brian, and hopefully we can come out strong this series.
Wasn't a big rest, but getting 7 points helps you.
Yeah.
Dewar under center, Twins left, and they give to Mate over the left side. They like running that way behind Coker. And he's up over the 25 to about the 27. They got the big All-State left tackle, Jackson Coker, and boy, I bet they run 70% of their plays behind him, which I don't blame him.
I was going to say, if he was on my team and I was a coach, we'd be going behind that big boy every time.
8-yard gain. It'll be 2nd and 2. Kennedy. Made's had a big, big night running the football for Kennedy.
86 yards.
86 yards. The status, see, he's on that.
He's right on it.
It's just like Johnny and Ed used to be back in the day. We're showing our age. There's Dewar. He gives this one inside, and it's going to be a first down run to McCarty. Boy, he's tattooed in the hole by the Muskies. Caleb Paul's in there on the stop. Nolan Bell, Bartling. Be a short gain of 4, but it's 1st and 10 Kennedy on their own 32. And I know what they want to do. They want to grind, run some clock, and keep punishing the Muskie front 7, which has done really a good job tonight. Teron Dewar to the right. Jenkins slot right. There's a toss to Made to the right this time. And he cuts it back. Oh, he's cartwheeled down by Jack Falk. Jackson Falk, the junior, came up and really took him to the ground. There's a body slam at the 35. A gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7.
He put a good lick on him, Brian. That's what you want your linebacker to do, come up and put licks on people. And I'll tell you what, that young man, he does that a lot.
2nd down 7. Kennedy from the 35. Dewar back to pass. Looks downfield, throws, and it's incomplete. Good coverage by the Muskies. Oslin and Nugent there, and it's going to be 3rd down and 7 Kennedy.
Well, what helps is he rolled out to that short side of the field. You got the sideline there. That becomes another defender for you as a defensive player. So use that sideline knowing that he's going to run out of room, and that's exactly what happened. We had great coverage.
3rd down 7 Muskies. Big 3rd down play. Arctic Dental. 3rd down opportunity for the Muskies. Made lines up deep. McCarty short back. There's a rush by Gray. Eludes a rush. Throws deep downfield. Webking in coverage. He goes up. Almost makes the pick, but a good play by Carter Krall to break it up. Derek Webking with good coverage underneath there that time, Jim, and Kennedy's going to have to punt.
Absolutely. Derek Webking stayed with his man downfield the whole time, was able to make that play, and there again, defense stepping up, Brian, when we need them to.
58 seconds to play in the 3rd, and the Muskies have regained momentum here. They trailed at the half, 22-15. And if they get the football here, big opportunity. Soko by himself back. Greenhaw twisted his ankle on the last kickoff, has not returned. Dewar with the punt. Fonzie's standing back there. He picks it up at the 18. He cuts to the right, needs a block, shoots up the middle. Look out, Soko. 40, one man to beat, midfield. 40, Fonzie down the sidelines. Alfonso Soko, touchdown Muscatine.
Holy mackerel, wow.
Unbelievable. The best running back in the state on display tonight here at Kingston Stadium. And I don't think if the Kennedy fans and the local Metro fans haven't seen this kid play, they're getting a treat tonight.
Wow.
Soko, unofficially, I'm going to call that about an 82-yard punt return as he caught it on the dribble at about the 17 or 18-yard line, broke a couple tackles, and it was all Soko down the sideline.
He got one block about at the 25, and other than that, it was all him. Unbelievable, Brian. University of Iowa, you better be looking this kid up.
Yeah.
And right now he's going to South Dakota.
Throw him a Scally. He deserves it.
I might call Notre Dame. They need him.
He doesn't want to go to Notre Dame. Those guys get arrested.
Hey.
Nugent on for the PAT, and there's movement up front. I'm not sure if it's Kennedy or the Muskies. And it is going to be on the Muskies, so that'll back him up 5. 37 seconds to play. This has been the Soko show, which we're all too familiar with. And, my first encounters with Fonzie back in 8th grade when he was playing youth basketball with these guys, and I'd never seen hands and feet like that in my life. And he needs to get back on the basketball court, too, but the kid is unbelievably explosive. Nugent now will try from 25 yards. And there's the kick, and it's low, but it is through. So Nugent makes it, and the Muskies go up 29-25. Back in black, and we're back at Kingston Stadium. Brian Musell, Jimmy Miller, the stat doctor. And Jim, the Muskies got to be careful here. Dewar does the run punt option, and, well, he punts it again, and Soko's back. And they're smart enough to try to – they just kick it out of bounds, and that was intentional. And that's smart by Coach White because you get Soko ahead of steam in the football and about a 5-10 yard, cushion. he's going to make people miss.
Absolutely. You know, you get him going at his quick speed and the way he can cut left to right, that guy is hard to stop.
Muskies with a big opportunity offensively here. 4-point lead, a field goal can put them up 7. A touchdown can really make this thing interesting. 11:52 to go in the game. What a football effort tonight by the Muscatine Muskies.
Now look who's back out there, Brian. Greenhaw is back
Drew
out
Greenhaw.
there.
So I'm running on the side. He's slot right, Webb King wide right, Summers left. Sweary at H-back and Soko in the backfield. Witchers gives to Fonzie, dances over the left side, and he's tackled from behind, but that's Fonzie. Breaks that tackle and still gains 4 out to the 40. He had no business gaining a yard there, Jim, but he did anyway.
Well, and that's what makes this kid so special. He keeps his feet moving. He doesn't stop. He knows what it takes to be a great backfield runner. And, man, I'm happy he's a Muskie.
No doubt about it. Folks, come out to Muscatine Community Stadium next week, the week after. The next 2 weeks, we're at home on Friday. And check out all these kids. All these kids are terrific, kids and players. 2nd and 6, there's a give to Soko again. Dances around the left side. Fonzie over the 40, 45, first down. Depending on the spot, up near the 47-yard line.
So, Doc, I'm going to say 132 yards he's probably got right now rushing.
Jim, you're exactly right. You're amazing.
That's, you know, it said, I'm a mathematician.
First down right at the sticks. The Muskies get it. They'll move the chains. 1st and 10 on their own 46-yard line with 11:10 to play in this contest. Webb King and Greenhaw right. They give us a Soko steady dive to the Fonz, and he's out near midfield. And it's going to be a gain of about 3, 2nd and 7.
Kind of nice how he waited, a little stutter step, waited for that block to happen. And then went right through the hole.
This is where I believe Coach Mueller and Holmes want to see, with 3 new starters on the offensive line, this time of the game, if they can hand it off, control the line of scrimmage, bang out first downs, and get a touch. And I think this is going to, show them a little bit to see if their line's up to the challenge here, Jim.
I agree 100% with you, Brian.
2nd down and 7, 49-yard line. Witchers gives to Soko. He dances left, and he's taken down for no gain this time. And it's going to be 3rd and 7 from the 49.
Now decision time. Knowing Jake, I think we're going to see trips.
He's got his safety valve. Greenhaw back on the field, which helps. Summers, I don't think that kid's been off the field. I've seen special teams.
Yeah, I don't think he has.
I don't think he wants to come out the field, which is great. So you got Webb King right, and you got Greenhaw slot right. Summers left. Soko in the backfield on 3rd and 7. Witchers rolls right, rushes on, he eludes it. Now he can run it. He can get the first down if he stays with it. Luke's going to get the first down inside the 40 and inside the 35. Luke Witchers with it. Luke's a very good athlete. He's a great thrower because he's got that big right arm. But once they crashed and missed him on the backside, Jim, it was wide open for the run. And Luke Witchers takes it from the 49 all the way down to the 36, a 15-yard run on 3rd and 7, first down Muskies.
Absolutely, Brian. That's what you want your quarterback to do. He checked his receivers off one at a time. Nothing was there. He saw he could make the first down, and he ran for it and got it.
9:44 for the Muskies on the clock in this one. They lead 29-25. Witchers back to pass, sets, steps up into the pocket, throws, and it's intended for Greenhaw over the middle, and that one, too, I wish Luke would have just tucked it in, got a couple, and gotten down.
Yeah, that time he probably should have. He threw in the coverage. We're lucky we didn't get it intercepted. Take your time. Know what you're going to do. If the receivers aren't open, go ahead and tuck it and run. And if you have to fall short so you don't take a hit.
Throwing on first down, I look for a Soko run on 2nd down. 9:38 because that incompletion stops the clock. You've got trips right, Greenhaw, Webb King, and Summers. See if they go left here on this formation, which they did in the past. There's Fonzie. Nowhere to go this time, and he's going to gain nothing.
Yeah.
It'll be 3rd and 10.
Good thing is the clock keeps moving. I like that trips package that they put out there.
Big third down play, and they've converted Jim on a couple of big Arctic Dental 3rd downs so far tonight. Need to make a trip into the First National Bank red zone once again.
Oh, here we come. Trips right.
Clock at 9:10 and ticking. Trips right for the Muskies on third down. Back to passes Witchers. Looks, steps up into the pocket. Now he rolls left. Nowhere to go. He just throws it out of bounds. Smart play by Luke. They had all the receivers to the right. Luke rolled left. There was nowhere to go with the football. There is a flag. Let's see what's going on with this.
Then we got holding on the Muskies. No.
Intentional grounding.
Well, there wasn't a receiver.
There wasn't a receiver. See, he was outside the pocket.
Yep.
But like I said, there were no receivers in that area. So a flag on the Muskies, and this will push him back a little bit. The 8:57 mark puts it back on the 45-yard line. And Summers on to punt. Baker deep, along with Jenkins. They both stand on their 10-yard line. Summers gets it, the approach, and there's the boot by David, and it's going to be into the end zone, and nothing hurt there. 25-yard net for the Muskies on a 45-yard kick by Summers, so Kennedy will take over. 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line.
Yeah, absolutely. They tried to string it out to that left side, and we just were right there. Everybody stayed home. They played their position, and we made a nice tackle. Good play by the defense there.
Holiday initially, and Bartling cleaned it up. We'll call it a gain of 1. It'll be 2nd and 9 Cougars from their own 21-yard line. And those adjustments, Jim, you know, Made was hurting them over the left side in the first half. They've corrected that and taken it away.
They sure have.
And the defensive backs haven't been beat on the play action. It's been a great effort in the second half by this defense. B.J. White at quarterback, back to pass, sets his feet, fires it straight down the middle for Dewar, overshoots him over midfield, incomplete. Summers running stride for stride, and Greenhaw over the top. Good coverage by the Muskies.
Great coverage by the Muskies that time. And I'll tell you what, Summers had him every way down that field. What I saw was when Nolan Bell came in, he had his hands up. A lot of times, your defensive lineman, you teach it, you do it in practice. When you're coming in, if you can't make the tackle, at least put your hands up in the air. And that time, Nolan Bell did.
3rd down, 9 Kennedy. Big opportunity for the Muskie defense from their own 21-yard line. 8:05 to play. Trips right for Kennedy. Dewar back to pass. Steps up into the pocket. Now he rolls to his right. He's got some room to run. Gray in pursuit. And he gets him to the ground before he gets the first down.
He took a good lick there, too.
And Jack Folk got him. It's going to be a gain of 7 or 8, but he's a yard or two short, Jim, of the first down.
That was a great play.
Short. What does Coach White do here from his own 29?
I think you got 7 minutes. I would assume he'd have to punt. Brian, I mean, any coach.
He's going heavy. He's bringing in Kubavec. He's going to bring in Pape.
Here comes big number 66 in.
Powell, that's his big, heavy formation. Let's see if they snap it or try to draw the Muskies offside. Big decision on 4th and 1 from his own 29.
I got to think they're going to try and draw him off, but I've been wrong before.
They do run it. They give it to Made up the gut. He's going to get a first down out near the 35 before Summers brings him to the ground along with Logan Nugent. So what a gutsy call by Coach White, and it pays off. On 4th and 1, they gain 6, and it's 1st and 10.
Well, Jackson Falk put a big hit on that kid. It's getting late, man.
Jim Miller's speech therapy moment of the game. 1st and 10, Cougars from the 35. There's a toss to Made over the left side. They string it out, but he gets out to the 40, and it's going to be a gain of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5. Thought the Muskies were going to bottle him up earlier, but Made with great speed, and he got to the edge and gained 5. 6:59 to play, 29-25 Muskies, 2nd and 5, Kennedy on their own 40-yard line. Dewar under center. He gives to Made again over the left side, up the gut. Holiday's there to meet him, but he's going to have a first down right at the 40. It'll be 1st and 10 Kennedy. And, boy, I don't know, how many carries does he have, Doc? Do you have any idea what Made's got for carries? He's got to be 20.
21.
21. I was going to say, he's been a workhorse here.
Yeah, they're really using him a lot. We gotta stuff him. Time to put a lick on him where he says, Coach, I don't want the ball.
White comes in at quarterback. He's alternated in on several plays. I think he's a pretty good thrower. He's a junior. Dewar lines up at tailback when they do this so they can run a couple of different options on this. They pitch it to Dewar, and he's going to pass. Now he rolls back. He's a good runner, cuts it up over the 45 to about the 47-yard line. Gain of 3 to the 48. It'll be 2nd and 7. Muskie defense, they just got to keep him out of the end zone.
Looks like Nolan Bell is going to get a rest.
And that's just it with the short numbers. The depth is a concern. And this is the time of the game. We talked to Ben at halftime about it, Coach Nitzel. Are the Muskies going to be able to hold up the fatigue-wise? You know, are they going to be able to handle this fourth quarter? White back to pass, rushes on. Now he rolls out of it. Now he throws downfield. Got a man. And,
nice
play by Drew Greenhaw. Ajay Davis had broke free at the 20, and Greenhaw with a great play over the top to break it up, and it's 3rd and 7 from the 48-yard line.
That is a great play because Davis has got some height on Drew there, and Drew just got way up in the air with that hand.
Drew left the field at the 25-15 kickoff. He was returning the kickoff. Looked like he rolled his ankle pretty good and really missed most of the third quarter after that, Jim, but he's back out there gutting it out. He's encouraging the crowd now. These
Big
Muskies
third down here, Brian.
Playing hard. 3rd down and 7 from the 48-yard line. McCarty in motion as Kennedy goes empty. Ooh, somebody started early. No flag. Dewar back to pass. Rushes on. Bartling in pursuit. They can't get him to the ground, and he's going to get a first down inside the 45. Joe Bartling got a hand on him. Couldn't get him down, and Holiday rides him down. 3rd down and 7. He scrambles for 9. Down to the 42, or a 10-yard gain to the Muskie 42.
That's too bad because defensively we had that stopped. We had all the guys in the right positions, and that kid just made a heck of a play.
That breaks your heart right there. Kennedy now, 1st and 10. They're taking their time. They want this to be the last possession of the game. They come up. Muskies now stack the line of scrimmage. There's a give inside to Made. Nowhere to go. Gains 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 from the 40.
Yeah, they're really they started with what on the clock? About 9-minute mark? 8:50. They've been chewing that clock up. I think you're right, Brian.
Taking their time. They can on 2nd and 8. They keep grinding out first downs, and they'd be happy to get this thing inside the 10 with a minute and a half to go and play for the game. They've got Davis right, and now there's a pre-snap flag, and the Muskies will take that 5 yards. Lifetime honorary member, Jim. Proud to be. Dewar under center on 2nd down and 12. Rolls to his right. Muskies in good coverage there. Gray strings him out.
Get up there.
And now Caleb Paul in pursuit. There's a good crackback by Coker, and Summers going to bring him down at midfield, and that's going to be a sack and a loss of about 4. Great coverage by the Muskies, Jim. They played coverage there, and it really paid off because there was nowhere to throw the football.
Nowhere to throw the football, and once you get that quarterback going backwards, Brian, that just becomes something that every defensive coach loves to see because you know he's scrambling and he's losing yardage every time he's going back, and we played that perfect.
3rd and 18 from midfield. Trips right. Dewar barks out the signals. Back to pass. Rushes on. He's got Gray in pursuit. There's a pass.
Nice.
What are we down? We got a late flag.
What do we have?
2 flags.
We have roughing.
No, these are at midfield. I don't know what this flag is.
They were looking towards the quarterback.
Let's see what the call is here. They're running over to talk to Mueller, so they'll decline it, I'm sure, because it'll be 4th and 18 from midfield. We'll see what the call is. Illegal man downfield, so the Muskies certainly aren't going to give another down. 4th and 18 from midfield. Kennedy will punt and put the pressure on their defense. The Muskies, Kennedy with 2 timeouts, or actually all 3 of theirs, and the Muskies with 2. So 4th down and 18. Muskies playing prevent here. They don't even have anybody back. Dewar rolls to his right. He kicks it straight up in the air. Muskies need to get away from this, and it's going to be a good kick.
Nice.
Out of bounds at the 10. With 3:27 to play, the Muskies lead 29-25 over Cedar Rapids Kennedy, ranked 3rd in the Des Moines Register poll and ranked 5th in the Cedar Rapids Gazette poll to start the season. and the defending state runner-up at 13-1. Jim, what an effort tonight by the Muscatine
Oh, man,
Muskies.
it's a great effort. You know, Brian, they came out with 60 kids marching out from their tunnel, and here we come out with our 30, and kind of a little bit like David and Goliath. But I tell you what, you know, we were talking on breaks. We've got some tough kids that are going to give 110% every play, and that's what's happening.
3 first downs will do it if the Muskies can grind them out here. The ball spotted at the 9. Trips right for the Muskies in this formation tonight. They've run left most of the time. Witchers barks out the commands. Gives to Soko. Who else? He runs left. He cuts it back. Fonzie 10, 15. Look out. Steps on the gas. 30.
Don't
40.
go out of bounds.
Fonzie stays in bounds.
Don't
Midfield.
go out of bounds.
Down over the 40 to the 38-yard line. The best running back in the state just reels off another yard.
Wow.
51. Let's call that 41. And how many yards? I'm just losing track.
He's hurt.
He's cramped up.
I hope
He's
it's just
not
a
hurt.
cramp.
He's cramped. And he should be cramped.
53 yards on that.
53-yard run, and I thought if he beats that one guy, he is definitely gone.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
I tell you, we couldn't have asked for anything
I'll
better
call
except
it 54 yards, Doc. He started at the 9. They're spotting it on the 37. And there's your first-team All-State running back, folks. The Muskies now in their run game, and here's a big question. Who's coming in to run the football with Fonzie out? And I think your answer is here. Jack Folk's coming in at quarterback now, Jim. And the Muskies are lining up at tailback now. They've got Carter Frazier at tailback, the junior. Folk's going to run zone read here, and he's going to keep it. Twins right for the Muskies. Folk sees it, and he runs it straight up the gut.
there's a flag.
And the Muskies had a nice hole there. Hopefully it's offsides, but I'm not sure what it is because Folk ran for about 6 yards as the Muskie offensive line starting to get off the football here late, Jim, which is good. See what the flag is. No flag, and that's good news for the Muskies.
that is huge.
He got behind left tackle Jake Musell and barreled it up in there for about 5 or 6 yards.
You know, I like this that he brought in Jack to be the quarterback right now.
Guess who's back?
Well, yeah. He wants to get as many yards as he can tonight right now.
So the Muskies have Folk stays in at quarterback, but Soko's back. 2nd down and 6 Muskies from the 33. Folk gives to Soko over the left side. He dances a little bit, but they stack this one up and get him down. So there's going to be, and there's a timeout now by Kennedy as they burn their first one.
Yeah, they've got 2 more left, and that's you really want to get to that first down marker. You know, coming into tonight's game, I knew we had heart. You know, I knew that we had guys that can play, but you're playing, you know what, the number 3, number 5, depending on where you look, at home.
A top 5 team, nonetheless.
With a lot of guys coming back.
3rd down, 6. Big play for the Muskies. Folk and Soko in the backfield. This one goes to Folk's going to keep it over the right side, and he's just going to get down, and Kennedy swallows him up as the flex by Pape on the tackle there at the 36-yard line, and a nice play by the defensive tackle Sam Pape, and they call their second timeout, 2:09 to play, and that's a loss of 1. It'll be 4th and 7 Muskies. I got to believe
they're going to throw it downfield.
Luke may just short punt this out of this formation. No, Luke back to pass. 4th down, looks downfield. He's got some room to run. He's inside the 30. First down, Witchers. 20, 15, and he gets down to the 13-yard line. First down, Muskies. And there's the dagger with 1:58 to play in the 4th. What a gutsy call by Jake Mueller, the Riverboat Gambler. 4th down and 9 from the 35, and he goes for it. He goes for it. He must have thought his defense was out of gas. He's not kicking it on the road. And Luke Witchers with a big-time scramble, 23 yards to the Kennedy 12, and the clock's ticking. Kennedy can only stop it one more time.
I got to tell you, we never need to question Jake Mueller because he knows his football team and he knows what he's doing, and what a gutsy call that was. Great run by Luke.
Luca Brazzi. 1st and 10 Muskies at the 12, Witchers. And he calls timeout here as the play clock was about to run out, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Muskies 1st and 10 on the Kennedy 12, 1:32 to play. Muscatine comes out here with Sweary and Soko in the backfield, trips right. Witchers gives to Soko over the left side, and Fonzie's down, maybe gains a yard, maybe nothing, but it really doesn't matter. Kennedy burns her last timeout. Now there's a minute 25 left. Kennedy out of timeouts. And the play clock here, Jim, in high school, the Muskies going to be able to burn some clock here.
Absolutely.
Ball's on the 10, a gain of 2. We're leaving it right here. 2nd and 8 Muskies on the Kennedy 10. They're in the First National Bank red zone. And there's Witchers. And Witchers fumble.
Uh-oh.
And I think Luke got on it, I hope, or Kennedy got it.
Oh, no.
And the Muskies fumble the football, trying to run the clock out on the 14-yard line. This one's not over yet.
Hold tight, folks.
Oh, boy, a fumbled exchange between Witchers and Soko. And just like that, Kennedy gets the football back. No timeouts left. At a minute 19, they'll have 1st and 10 on their own 14-yard line.
Whew. Well, turnovers kill you, and that's one thing we talked about at the beginning of the show. You got to eliminate those. Here we go now.
Big turnover. The Muskies on their heels now. They got to play good prevent defense here. Dewar gets the snap, back to pass, sets his feet, checks it over. He's got a man incomplete. The 25, it'll be 2nd and 10. And that burns 5 off the clock, a minute 14 to play. I tell you what, though, if there's one strength of the Muskie defense, and their front 4 and 7 have played really well, their back end is very good.
Very good,
Their
yes.
secondary is really good, so I think they feel confident, with coverage here. 2nd and 10, Kennedy on their own 14-yard line. What a big play by the Kennedy defense there. Dewar back to pass, rolls, rushes on from the backside, and he runs it out of bounds, and he's going to get a first down. Or he's near the sticks. We'll see where they spot
I don't think they gave it to him, did they?
23-yard line. So a gain of 9. It'll be 3rd and 1 Kennedy from the 23-yard line.
A big 3rd down here, Brian.
But he got out of bounds, and that stops the clock. The Muskies got to keep him in bounds. Dewar's a seasoned pro, though. He played as a junior last year at quarterback. Good player. She played well tonight. There's a snap. Dewar back to pass. Sets. Steps up into the pocket. He's going to run again. He gets to the outside, and he's going to run out of bounds. Get a first down to about the 26.
He burned off a lot of clock there.
Osland ushers him out. So he gets out to the 27, a gain of 4. It'll be 1st and 10 Kennedy on their own 27 with 58 seconds to play.
You know what that's telling them is that we've got great coverage on those receivers when the quarterback has to run it. He cannot find anybody open.
58 seconds. Watch all of this exciting football game. This weekend, Chad Yoakum in the house doing all the taping for Channel 9. 10, 3, and 8, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. Dewar back to pass. Bell now rakes pressure. Caleb Paul in pursuit. Dewar rolls out, throws, and it's incomplete, out of bounds as it was dropped at about the 46-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 10 from the 27.
And they're starting to usher in some fresh offensive linemen. We got to keep the pressure on him, Brian. Doing a good job with our 4-man front right now.
Those guys, you can tell they're tired. Their hands are on their hips. They've played their tails off. Bell and Bartling inside. Haven't had a lot of time off. Seen them run off a couple times, get a blow. But they've played like warriors tonight in the middle of that defensive line for the Muskies. Trips right. Sooner or later, they got to take a shot downfield. Baker left. Dewar. Ball on the ground. Fumbled snap. Dewar on it. Ball into the end zone. Or close to it at the 3. Picked up by Nate, and he's tackled at the 1. And that's a huge loss. And the clock is running. Oh, a fumbled snap, and the ball.
Come on, Muskies. Get up. Don't celebrate.
Way back to the 1-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and 36. Dewar back to pass in his own end zone. Throws. Got a man, Davis. Taken down by Holiday at the 9. And the clock's at 20. 4th down. 4th down and a mile. What a big break going the other way. This is in the Muskies' favor. Dewar downs the football on 4th down. The game's over.
It's over. Yeah, he didn't realize it was
down the football on 4th down. The Muskies are going to win this one.
He didn't realize it was
13.8 seconds to play, and the Muskies are going to upset the number 3 Kennedy Cougars on the road. What an effort. What an effort by this undermanned team as to what people were thinking. But I'm telling you what, this is a talented football team, and I think they've taken everybody by storm tonight.
Well,
Big win.
They got to just protect that football. Just go in victory formation, protect the football. Don't do anything stupid.
Well, that's victory formation. It's a snap and a knee.
Well,
and you can start the bus. Dwayne Hopkins, get out of your seat. Go start that bus. We're heading home. And there's the snap, and it's down. And the Muskies go crazy, Muscatine. Your Muskies just go on the road, knock off the 3 team in the state. Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, the final. The Muscatine Muskies, 29. And the Cedar Rapids Kennedy Cougars, 25.